Right now on your Fast Track to 7, blowing snow and icy roads. We're keeping a close eye on some nasty weather conditions that will impact your morning.
We have live team coverage this morning, and right now we're checking in with the Valley Today's Nishay Taylor live out on the roadways for a look at current conditions. Good morning, Nishay.
Good morning, Jordan and Ashlyn. Yeah, current conditions right now, there's lots of wind going. Folks are kind of taking their time. There's others that are breezing on through, but one thing I've noticed with the wind, it's really impacting how the car moves. You know, you're kind of like fighting against the wind just to get through. Right now I'm on Interstate 94 going east. I'm heading outside of Moorhead actually, and right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a cop car, there's a car with hazard lights. That means someone had slid off the road there, and emergency vehicles are now showing up to kind of help them get out of the ditch there. I rode past them a few times, so they finally showed up to kind of lend a little bit of assistance to those individuals that are there. They've been there for probably about 10 minutes now. But as you can see kind of the blowing snow kind of going by. There's also snow plows right here that are kind of like helping with sanding the roads. The roads are seeming to be okay, but there are slick spots. As you just saw, there was a vehicle that slid off the road there. I don't know if you can also see kind of the road glistening. So if it's glistening, then that kind of looks like there's ice on the road. So you want to make sure you're slowing down. As you see this snowplow here, make sure you're keeping your distance as well. All right, reporting live in Moorhead, Nishay Taylor, Valley News Live.
Yes, light-offs, dicey conditions for your morning commute. A lot to be mindful of if you're heading out on the roadway. Please be safe, Nishay. Thank you so much for that live coverage this morning. Rough winter conditions this first alert weather day, forcing delays at dozens of schools up and down the valley. We've heard from more than 40 districts, most of which are running buses and starting classes at least 2 hours late.
Yeah, we're running those delays at the bottom of your screen right now. You can also check valleynewslive.com. We want to head on over now to meteorologist Lisa Green leading our team coverage of this first alert weather day. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, as Nishay mentioned, there's some icy patches on the roads. We still have some blowing snow out there. You can actually see it in our camera view at Luther Family Ford. The camera shaking a little bit, but also the snow illuminated in the lights there at the lot, indicating that we either at least have a couple of flakes still coming down or blowing snow, more likely the blowing snow scenario here for us. So for travel today, this morning, if you don't have to hit the road, good idea to just wait it out a little bit longer because the winds are strongest right now. They will ease up as we go through the day, and not that we'll have a green light as far as roads being completely free and clear for the 5 o'clock hour tonight, but it will be a lot better than where we are now. So just keep that in mind here. Here's a look at the latest. The snow is winding down, the accumulating snow more over toward the Duluth area. We still have some return showing up here, especially closer to the Mayville radar site. Might be some of that blowing snow that's getting lofted there. And as we take a look at our winds, gusts, this is a good sign. Gusts are not as intense as they were, but they are still strong. We've got gusts into the 30s this morning up in the Northern Valley. Grand Forks a gust to 33 right now, and we are gusting to 37 in Thief River Falls. Southern end of the valley, Fargo, a gust to 38 miles per hour. 40 in Fergus Falls, and 37 in Detroit Lakes. One area where the gust has been even stronger is down towards Sisseton. We've been in the 40s there. And Jamestown Oaks also near 40 for those gusts out of the northwest. And that's that Arctic air driving in with this system. So let's take a look at our temperatures. Midnight last night, we were at about 34 degrees in Fargo Moorhead. Now we're at 16 degrees. The implications of that means that fresh snow that we got may have melted a little bit, leading to the snow eventually freezing back up as our temperatures dropped overnight. And so there may be additional slick spots in these areas where we briefly warmed overnight. That's also, on the flip side of things, helped to keep that snowpack from easily being lofted by the wind as well. So I guess that's the silver lining of that too. But again, temperatures are working their way down rather quickly. We're at 12 in Grand Forks. Wind chills in that sub-zero range for a lot of places. 9 below right now in Devil's Lake with a temperature of 10. If school isn't delayed for you by 8 o'clock this morning heading into school, we're looking at it starting with that strong wind. This afternoon, temperatures will be likely colder than when school starts, into some single digits. Winds easing, not as intense as this morning. Gusts more into the teens and 20s this afternoon. And as that eases up, the Arctic air takes over. You can see behind me what we've got going on here. Sub-zero days ahead for a long stretch.
A lot going out A lot going on out there this morning. Lisa, thank you so much for that update. And as we know, that will impact your morning commute if you're getting ready to head out the door. Let's hop on over to Jordan for our road report.
Yeah, we saw earlier, Nishay saw a vehicle that slid off the interstate by Moorhead, went into the median there. You need to be careful. There is a no travel advisory for a portion of northeastern North Dakota. I'll outline it. It's Pembina, Walsh, Grand Forks, on over to Steele and Griggs County. Also includes Nelson County this morning, and then encompasses all of that, what I'm shading here in the red this morning. That includes the city of Grand Forks. That's the largest city there. Now, the map is changing from when we first went on air at 4:30 this morning. The travel alert has now been dropped for Cass County. In fact, it goes along the northern border of Barnes and Stutzman and Cass counties. Now, to the north of that, we are still in the travel alert. That includes the city of Devil's Lake. To the south of that, that has now been dropped. However, you look on the map and you see all of this yellow. For the state of North Dakota, that means icy conditions. A solid yellow line means full ice. Dotted yellow means partial ice. That's exactly what we are seeing even in the metro. We even have a crash right now. I just want to get on it real quick here. I-94 eastbound by 45th Street, the exit in Fargo on I-94 and 45th Street. There is a crash right now. They're saying expect some delays in that area, so watch out. Another crash reported just northwest of Jamestown this morning. In Minnesota, the DOT did something there that I don't see very often when I cover these maps. They've issued a no travel advisory for portions of northwestern Minnesota. That includes from East Grand Forks to Crookston and Ada down to Halstead as we head down toward Moorhead. That's what these purple are on the map there. That is no travel advised. So they're saying you need to stay put. Around Fergus Falls and Ashby right now on the interstate, I've already tracked 2 crashes on I-94 there as well. Otherwise, the rest of the state, for our entire region, you see those pink lines. That means fully covered with snow and ice. So you need to be careful out there. You can get these latest conditions throughout the day on your VNL weather app. Ashlyn?
All right, things are changing quickly out there. Thank you, Jordan. New this morning, no one hurt, but a state trooper's squad car is a wreck. You see it there on your screen. A North Dakota Highway Patrol officer was pulled over at a 4-car crash. It was last night on I-29 near Argusville with his emergency lights flashing. While he was out of the car, a semi pulling a trailer slammed into the back of the patrol vehicle. The semi then jackknifed into the median. Northbound I-29 between Argusville and Gardner was shut down for nearly 3 hours while the crashes were investigated. Take a look at this. A Minnesota driver got a double dose of bad luck on some icy roads. One man lost control in an icy interstate. You see him there outside of his vehicle checking the damage. Oh, when that second car slides right into him, barreling him down further into the median, into the snow there. Now, luckily, the man reported no serious injuries. Of course, we do know you need to stay in your vehicle if you do find yourself in this situation.
And imagine how scared this driver must have been. Take a look. Police now releasing this video where a car was caught underneath a semi-truck as it kept driving. You can see the semi's flashers are on, but other drivers along in Kansas City on that highway are also putting on their flashers, trying to get the attention of the semi driver. Now that driver finally pulled over after dragging the car nearly 8 miles. The 28-year-old woman inside that car was not seriously hurt. Her car got wedged under that semi after sliding on that icy highway. Scary situation there too. In other news, the North Dakota House has overwhelmingly approved a bill that would make it a crime to perform drag shows in public places or when children are present. One supporter of the bill calls cabaret performers who present programs in front of children as, quote, perverts, and says the bill aims to protect children.
LGBTQ advocates say this suppresses freedom of expression. The bill now goes to the Senate. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is pitching the largest infrastructure plan in state history. $3.3 billion up for grabs for roads, bridges, housing, and water systems.
The governor's bonding bill includes money for local projects, including flood protection in Moorhead, a fire station in Dilworth, and renovations at MSUM and the Detroit Lakes baseball field. It's snowy and cold outside, but here's hopefully a story that will warm your heart this morning. A woman in Detroit Lakes was stopped at a light when she saw this yesterday.
She says an elderly woman was struggling in the snow at the bottom of a curb, but that's when a police officer stepped in to help. He takes her arm and makes sure that she gets to a clear area on the sidewalk, and she continues on her merry way.
Well, let's help each other out today.
A lot of people getting a chuckle out of a bear in Boulder, Colorado, who seems to have discovered wildlife cameras and has posed for hundreds of photos. The Parks Department has 9 cameras across its 46,000-acre land system.
They recently went through the images This bear took 400 selfies on that cam. Talk about grin and bear it.
If Jordan was a bear.
Is this my angle?
That is absolutely you.
Should I use this one? Is
Smokey who? Look out now.
this? Smoking hot, that's what that is. Thanks for joining us.
Happy Friday. Take care, everybody.